Hello students, good morning to everyone. So today we are going to discuss the distribution of electrons in the d electrons in the octahedral complexes. So before we continue this topic, let us briefly recap what we discussed in the earlier classes. So in coordination chemistry, the most important concept is what theories of complex compounds. So under this theories of complex compounds, Werner's theory, valency bond theory, Sedgwick theory, also called EAN rule, and finally crystal field theory. These are the four theories that we learned in the previous classes. In crystal field theory, so as we know, crystal field splitting is very important concept. What is the crystal field splitting? So the splitting of 5 d orbitals of a central metal atom into two sets of orbitals, that is the T2G set and EG set, when the ligands approaches the central metal atom. And this splitting we call it as what? Crystal field splitting. And the energy gap between the T2G set and EG set, that gap we call it as what? Crystal field splitting energy. Okay, and also we discuss the crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes and the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. So crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. In octahedral complexes, the 6 ligands approaches the central metal atom along the axes. So the d orbitals which are present along the axes, that is the dx square minus y square and dz square, these two orbitals expresses more repulsions compared to the remaining 3 orbitals. That is why EG set of orbitals are having higher energy, whereas T2G set of orbitals are having lower energy in octahedral complexes. Whereas in tetrahedral complexes, the 4 ligands approaches the central metal atom between the axes. So the orbitals which are present between the axes, that is a T2G set of orbitals, expresses more repulsions, so their energy is greater compared to the EG set of orbitals. So in these two cases, the arrangement of the two sets of orbitals are different. Okay, and when we compare the crystal field splitting between the octahedral complexes and tetrahedral complexes, octahedral complexes will show higher crystal field splitting compared to the tetrahedral complexes, and the relation is delta T, that is crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes is 4/9 times of crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. So for our understanding, here I am drawing so this is T2G set and EG set, and this is a crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. Whereas in case of tetrahedral complexes, so this is EG and this is T2G. This is a energy barrier, and when we compare the energies, if the electron enters into T2G set in octahedral complexes, its energy decreased by -2/5. -2/5 value 0.4. If the electrons enters into EG set, their energy increased by plus 3/5 del value. 3/5 means 0.6. Once again, in octahedral complexes, if electrons enters into T2G set, their energy decreased by -0.4, and if the electron enters into EG set, their energies are increased by plus 3/5, that is 0.6. Whereas in tetrahedral complexes, this is tetrahedral complexes, crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes, if the electrons enters into EG set of orbitals, its energy reduced by -3/5, that is 0.6. If the electrons enters into T2G set, its energy increased by plus 2 by 5, that is 0.4. So this is the only case you should remember in case of octahedral and tetrahedral. And I told you this energy gap, the energy difference between the T2G set and EG set, this is what we call it as crystal field splitting energy. So this is, we represent delta O in case of octahedral, and we represent this with a del T in case of tetrahedral complexes. And this is the relation between delta T and delta O. Okay, and in fact, this crystal field splitting energy depends upon the strength of the ligands. So it depends upon strength of the ligand, and based upon this crystal field splitting energies, we arrange the known ligands in the increasing order of their crystal field splitting energy or decreasing order of their crystal field splitting energy, and this ascending or descending order of ligands on the basis of crystal field splitting energy is called what? Spectrochemical series. And if you see the spectrochemical series, here I am writing spectrochemical series, that is a CO, carbon monoxide, is the strongest ligand among all. After CO, Cn minus, NO2 minus, En represents what? Ethylene diamine, ammonia, EDTA. In general, EDTA having -4 charge, NCS minus, thioisocyanate. Next one, water. See, the ligands which are present above water in the series are strong field ligands. So these all are what? Strong field ligands. And after water, oxalate, urea and hydroxide ion, they both are almost having the same strength. After that, fluoride, sulfide, CNS, chloride, and bromide, iodide. So this is, so actually after sulfide, chloride will come. After chloride, CNS will come. So this is the order of ligands on the basis of crystal field splitting energy, and this series we call it as what? Spectrochemical series. And in this spectrochemical series, the ligands which are present above water are strong field ligands. These all ligands are strong field ligands, and the ligands which are present after the water in the series, these all ligands are weak field ligands. So remember that when we compare the two complexes of the same central metal atom, the complex which is made with the strong field ligands are having more crystal field splitting energy than the complexes which are made with weak field ligands. Why? Because crystal field splitting energy is directly proportional to strength of the ligands. So this is what we discussed in the earlier classes. Now let us discuss what? Distribution of d electrons in octahedral complexes. Yes, the filling of electrons in the d orbitals generally follows Aufbau rule, Pauli's exclusive principle, and Hund's rule in the absence of ligands. And that field we call it as what? Isotropic field. So once again, isotropic field means the filling of electrons in d orbitals in the absence of ligands is called what? Isotropic field. So in case of isotropic field, they generally follows all the rules we follow for filling of orbitals. That is Hund's rule, Aufbau principle, and Pauli's exclusive principle. But in filling of electrons in d orbitals in presence of ligand, that is called ligandic field. Presence of ligand also follows Hund's rule, but it depends upon del value. Del means crystal field splitting value. Okay, let us see and this del value, it depends upon del value. So for strong field ligands, the del value is high. So in case of octahedral complexes, del O. For strong field ligands, del O value is very high. If del O value is very high, then del O value is greater than pairing energy. Here an important term, that is what pairing energy came. What is pairing energy? The energy released when the electron is paired up with a singly occupied electron, that energy we call it as what? Pairing energy. For example, here an electron already there. For this, a new electron is coming and adding to this. So after addition, it becomes paired. When the electron add to singly occupied electron, it was paired up, and after the paired up, it releases some energy. That energy we call it as what? Pairing energy. So because of high crystal field splitting energy, its del value is greater than P value. In that case, if del value is greater than P, then they violates Hund's rule. So very important, remember that. If del value is greater than P, then they violates Hund's rule. So in case of weak field ligands, their del value is less. If del value is less, then del O value less than pairing energy. In this case, pairing energy is greater. In case of weak field ligands, pairing energy is greater. So in that case, they follows Hund's rule. So very important. If pairing energy is greater than del value, they follows Hund's rule. If the pairing energy lesser than del value, then they violates Hund's rule. So by using this logic, let us write the electronic configurations of all D subshells. Is a D1 to D10. In case of both strong field and weak field. So let us see first one, D1 configuration. D1, strong field and weak field. So D1, actually it's dividing into T2G set and EG set. So I am writing these two sets likewise. See, first one, which is having the lower energy, T2G set of orbitals are having the lower energy. So I am writing T2G set first, later EG set. This is T2G set, this is EG set. So how many of electrons are there? One electron. So definitely it will enter into T2G orbital. So you can write this likewise in orbital form, or else you can write this as T2G1 EG0. You can express in both ways, no problem. Whichever is convenient to you, that you can follow. So this is a D1 configuration in both strong field and even weak field also same. So it enters into T2G orbitals only. So D1 configuration is like that. Next, coming to D2. D2 means two electrons they are. 1, 2. So what is the configuration? T2G 2, EG0. T2G2 and EG0. And here also same. 1, 2. Next one, D3. 1, 2, 3. So the configuration is T2G3, EG0. 1, 2, 3. So there was no difference between the strong field ligand and weak field ligands. But coming to D4 configuration, D4. Now already 3 electrons are there. Upcoming 4th electron. To where this 4th electron should enter? Is it entering into the T2G set or EG set? See, in case of strong field, I told you that in case of strong field ligands, del value is very high. If del value is greater than P, they violate Hund's rule. So they are violating the Hund's rule. If it follow Hund's rule, the 4th electron should enter into EG set. but they violate Hund's rule, so the fourth electron will enter to T2G instead of EG. So the configuration will be 1, 2, 3, fourth electron will enter into T2G set only instead of EG set. So the configuration is T2G4, EG0. But in case of weak field ligands, del value is lesser, so del value is smaller than pairing energy. They follows Hund's rule. If they follows Hund's rule, the fourth electron should enter into EG set. So the configuration 1, 2, 3, fourth electron will enter into EG. So the configuration T2G3, EG1. Understood, Mark? This is about D4 configuration. Next one, D5 configuration. In case of D5, same as like above, 1, 2, 3, fourth electron, fifth electron. The fourth and fifth electrons are entering into T2G instead of EG. So the configuration is T2G5, EG0. Here, the fourth and fifth electrons are entering into EG set. So the configuration is T2G3, EG2. Next one, D6 configuration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our fourth, fifth, sixth electrons are entering into T2G set only. So the configuration T2G6, EG0. Whereas in weak field ligands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was no other orbital. So the sixth electron should enter again into T2G. So the configuration is T2G4, EG2. Okay, this is about D6 configuration. Let us write the D7 configuration in strong field and weak field. So in case of strong field, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the seventh electron will entering into weak field, that is EG set. So the configuration is T2G 6, EG1. Whereas in weak field, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the configuration is T2G5, EG2. Next one, D8 configuration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the configuration is T2G6, EG2. Whereas in weak field, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the configuration T2G6, EG2. D9 configuration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is T2G6, EG3. In weak field ligands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is T2G6, EG3. And finally D10 configuration, that is T2G6, EG4. In weak field also same, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is T2G6, EG4. So if you compare the electronic configurations in strong field and weak field, in case of D1, D2, D3, next D8, D9, D10. These 6 configurations remains same in both strong field and weak fields. Whereas D4, D5, D6 and D7, they are varying from strong field to weak field. So in case of especially D4 configuration, it's very important. For D4 configuration, if del value is lesser than pairing energy, del value is lesser than pairing energy, the configuration will be T2G3, EG1. If del value is greater, then the configuration will be T2G4, EG0. Okay, it's very important. Just focus more on this configurations in case of strong field and weak field. Now let us apply this concept to the one example, that is the iron complex, hexa-aqua iron complex and hexa-cyano iron complex. Now let us compare the two complexes of iron. One is a weak field ligand complex, another one is strong field ligand complex. So that is hexa-aqua +3 complex, and the second one hexa-cyano -3 complex. So here H2O is a weak field and the cyanide is what? Strong field. So we need to decide which configuration the central metal atom iron is having. In both the complex, if you see, iron is in Fe+3 oxidation state. In Fe+3 oxidation state, iron has D5 configuration. D5 configuration. Okay, and in this complex, in hexa-aqua iron 3 complex, the iron, that crystal field splitting energy, that is the del O value, is nearly 14,000 centimeter inverse. Whereas in this complex, the del O value is nearly 35,000 centimeter inverse. As I said, crystal field splitting energy is directly proportional to strength. So it's a weak field ligand, so its splitting energy is lesser. Whereas here this is a strong field ligand, so its splitting energy is more. In both cases, for iron, in case of Fe+3, its pairing energy is nearly 30,000 centimeter inverse. And when we compare these two, in case of weak field ligand complex, so the del O value is lesser than pairing energy. Del O value is lesser than pairing energy. If del value is lesser than P, they follows Hund's rule. They follows Hund's rule. If they follows Hund's rule, its configuration should be T2G3 Eg2. So what is the configuration of iron 3 in this complex? T2G3 Eg2. Whereas in this complex, del value 35,000, but the pairing energy is 30,000. So del value is greater than pairing energy. If del value greater than pairing energy, they violates Hund's rule. If they violates Hund's rule, the configuration will be T2G5 Eg0. So I think you understood the relation between del value, pairing energy value, and its configuration. So this is about the configuration filling of electrons. In fact, the actual electronic configuration of the central metal atom or central metal ion in the complexes is assigned or ascertained by using crystal field stabilization energy. Let us discuss what is crystal field stabilization energy and how to calculate crystal field stabilization energy. So simply I term this as CFSE. CFSE stands for crystal field stabilization energy. So what is crystal field stabilization energy? It is defined as the energy difference. This is what energy difference of electronic configurations in ligand field and isotropic field. It's nothing but the energy difference. It's the energy difference of electronic configurations in the ligand field. This term, energy of electronic configuration ligand field, I am writing as ELF. Energy of ligand field. And isotropic field I am considering as EIF. This is the ELF, that is the energy of ligand field. This is the EIF, energy of isotropic field. And this difference, the energy difference between the energies of electronic configurations of ligand field to the isotropic field, that difference we call it as what? Crystal field stabilization energy. So CFSE is nothing but, so we represent this with as del E. It's nothing but ELS minus EIS. energy of ligandic field LF and isotropic field. And what is the formula for the energy of ligandic field? So this we can further give as N T2G of minus 0.4 plus N Eg of 0.6 del O NP of P plus NP prime of P. So this is the formula we follow to calculate this crystal field stabilization energy. So that is the NT2G. So what is NT2G? It's nothing but number of electrons present in T2G set orbital. As I told you, when the electrons enters into T2G set, its energy decreased by 0.4. That is by minus 0.4. So number of electrons in the T2G set into minus 0.4 plus number of electrons entering into EG set of orbital. NEG stands for number of electrons in EG set of orbital into 0.6. Why? Because when the electrons enters into EG set, its energy raised by 0.6 into del O. That is what crystal field splitting energy plus NP. So what is NP here? NP stands for number of electron pairs present in ligandic field. NPP means number of electronic pairs present in the ligandic field, where P, capital P, stands for pairing energy. What about NP prime? It's nothing but number of electronic pairs present in isotropic field. In the absence of ligands, how many of electrons are there in original electronic configuration? So here I am writing NT2G. That is the number of electrons in T2G. NEG, number of electrons in EG. Then NP, number of electron pairs in ligandic field. And NP prime is the number of electronic pairs in isotropic field. So del O, you know, splitting energy. P is what? Pairing energy. So this is about crystal field stabilization energy. Now let us we use this formula and apply this formula and calculate the crystal field stabilization energies of few complexes. Now let us we apply this formula, crystal field stabilization energy calculation formula, to two complexes. One is hexa-aqua iron 3 complex and the second one is hexa-cyano iron -3 complex. Here also iron is in +3 oxidation state. By using this, let us we find out its nature and then its electronic configuration, correct electronic configuration, their magnetic nature and magnetic moment. Let us see. First I am taking hexa-aqua +3 complex. So here the iron, as we know, water is a neutral ligand. So iron will get charge of the complex. That is, iron is in +3 oxidation state. If iron is in +3 oxidation state, what is the electronic configuration? Electronic configuration in isotropic field. Isotropic field means absence of ligands. In general electronic configuration, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the absence of ligand, there was no splitting. All 5 d orbitals are having the same energy. That is why equally I have distributed. So, is there any paired electrons in this isotropic field? No. So, it's a NP prime value. Therefore, NP prime value is 0. If NP prime value is 0, 0 into pairing energy is nothing but 0 into anything is 0. So, therefore, NP prime into capital P value was 0. Next, this is about, it was concluded. Next, coming to, so what are the two configurations possible for the D5 configuration? Let us apply. Let us see in case of strong field and in case of weak field. We don't know the exact configuration, we need to conclude it. So the two possible configurations, one is T2G3 EG2, so follows Hund's rule, And the second one T2G5 Eg0. So in case of strong field. So here T2G3. So here I am writing orbital configuration so that you can easily understand. 1, 2, 3 and Eg2 1, 2. So here is how many of single electrons are there? 5 single electrons are there. So they have high spin. So T2G3 Eg2 means this is high spin complex. Suppose if this configuration is correct, then the complex is what? High spin complex. Here T2G5 Eg0. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of single electrons? Only one. So comparative to this is having low spin. So this is what? Low spin complex. If this configuration is correct, they form low spin complex. If this configuration is correct, this is a high spin complex. Now we need to check which configuration is correct. That we will decide by calculating this crystal field stabilization energy. Now I am going to calculate crystal field stabilization energies for both these configurations. Now I am going to calculate this for this. Now electronic configurations in ligand field, that is what T2G3 or Eg2 already there. So now let us apply this formula. CFAC is equal to how many of electrons in T2G3? T2G 3 electrons. So 3 into minus 0.4 plus how many electrons in Eg set? 2 electrons. So 2 into 0.6 into del O value. You know already hexa aqua iron already we discussed in the previous concept is what? 14,000. So here in this complex del O value is 14,000 centimeter inverse. So we substitute 14,000 here plus NP. What is NP? Number of electronic pairs in ligand field. In this ligand field, is there any electrons are paired? No electron was paired. So its value is 0. 0 into anything is 0. So this value was 0. And outside NP prime value also 0. So finally what is the answer? That is 3 into 0.4 minus 1.2 plus 1.2. So minus 1.2 plus 1 by 2, 1.2 cancel 0. 0 into anything is 0. Final value here is 0. So this is the crystal field stabilization energy for high spin complex. The magnetic nature. So first of all, the nature of the complex. The nature of the above complex is, what is the nature of the above complex? High spin complex. This is high spin complex. What is the correct electronic configuration? That is a T2G3 Eg2. And what is the magnetic nature? What is the magnetic nature of the above complex? So here in this T2G3 Eg2, total 5 unpaired electrons are there. 5 unpaired electrons are there. If there was a presence of unpaired electrons, it was paramagnetic nature. It was paramagnetic. And what about magnetic moment? We represent with mu. Magnetic moment, we can calculate the magnetic moment by using the number of unpaired electrons. We have a formula n into n plus 2 Bohr magnets, that is 5 into 5 plus 2 7, that is equal to root 35 Bohr magnets. So it's nearly equal to 5.9 Bohr magnetons. So this is the final conclusion or the final type of the given complex. Hexa aqua iron 3 complex is high spin complex. The correct electronic configuration is T2G3 Eg2 and it has total 5 unpaired electrons. That is a paramagnetic nature, and finally it is having 5.91 Bohr magnetons magnetic moment. The next complex, hexacyano iron 3 complex. FeCN6 minus 3 complex. We need to calculate the correct electronic configuration of center metal atom in this complex by using CFS. Now, in this complex, iron is in +3 oxidation state having D5 configuration. So the electronic configuration in isotropic field is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the d5 configuration. In this isotropic field, NP value, number of unpaired electrons in isotropic field is 0. So NP prime, P value is 0. And for this complex, del O value was 35,000 centimeter inverse. Already we discussed. It's a strong field again. Its splitting energy is more compared to the previous complex. So NP value already we calculated. What are the two configurations for the D5? So it can be either T2G3 EG2 or T2G5 EG0. Among these two configurations, which is correct? Which is correct configuration for the central metal ion present in the above complex? Let us see. So T2G3 EG2 is what? High spin complex. And this is what? Low spin complex, that we already discussed earlier. Now CFSE value for this complex. The formula, how many of electrons in the T2G? 3 electrons. 3 into minus 0.4 plus 2 into 0.6 into crystal field splitting energy 35,000 plus number of paired electrons here, no, so its value was 0, and outside value is also, the isotropic field value also 0. That is minus 1.2 plus 1.2, so both will be cancelled. So that the final value was 0. The crystal field stabilization energy value for this configuration is 0 value. Now coming to this configuration. CFSE is equal to 5 into minus 0.4 plus 0 into 0.6 into 35,000 plus, here how many of paired electrons in T2G5? So 2 paired electrons are there. So 2 into 30,000, and outside value isotropic field value was 0. That is equal to 5, 0.4 so minus 2 plus, and this value was 0. So minus 2 into 35,000 plus 32s are 60,000. So it will be nearly minus 70 plus 60,000. So it will be nearly minus 10,000 left. See, when you compare these two values, this is 0 value, but this is what? Negative value. I told you already, when you compare the two configurations, the configuration whose CFSE value is the least, that will be more favorable. So when you compare these two, it is getting minus value. So this is a more favorable configuration for the above complex. So the nature of the above complex from the CFSE values, what is the nature of this complex? The nature of the complex is low spin complex, and correct electronic configuration of the above configuration is T2G5 EG0, and magnetic nature. What is the magnetic nature? This is actually, it is having one unpaired electron. T2G5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has one unpaired electron. So one unpaired electron is there. So it's a paramagnetic, and its magnetic moment value is equal to square root of n into n plus 2, where n is equal to 1. So by using this CFSE value, we can exactly identify the nature, magnetic moment, and exact electronic configuration of the central metal ion present in the given complex.